feeling like I'm Akademiks. Can't ride away.
Hey, did y'all see my boy Lil Baby who kind of tried to react to Young Thug's father saying he should shut the fuck up because he ain't been, to a court date yet, right? All right, cool. Vin Diesel. Let me go Google Vin Diesel real quick. Vin Diesel canceled. Let's see. What's the Vin Diesel thing? Oh yeah, he got accused of sexual assault. Shit, let's see what's cracking with this.
Vin Diesel may be gearing up for a legal battle. The Fast and Furious.
All right, this bitch voice is way too monotone for me. Let me see. Sky News was cracking. Okay, they don't talk. All right, perfect. ABC 7, let me see.
Fast and Furious star Vin Diesel is being sued for alleged sexual battery by a former assistant. Asa Jonasson filing the lawsuit in LA County Superior Court today. It alleges that Diesel forced himself on her in his hotel suite. It allegedly happened back in 2010 while she worked for him during the filming of Fast 5 in Atlanta. Jonasson claims the actor groped her and pinned her against a wall before pleasuring himself, all while she allegedly refused. The suit claims hours after the incident, Jonasson was fired. We reached out to Diesel's reps, but they did not give us an official comment.
Hello, I'm Mark Brown. Get more great ABC 7 content.
Okay, let's Google this case. Vin Diesel. All right. Now, I did see this yesterday. I think I understand what's going on here. So, essentially, again, this is a new Me Too movement that's kind of erupting all over. Here's the thing, though, right? Previously, the wave of lawsuits were coming out in New York because of that law that extended the time period where people could file a lawsuit in New York State, right? And yeah, that's why it was happening. In California, I think they have a moratorium period as well. So that's why we're now about to see the same thing that happened in New York. Most of those cases were kind of based around New York and New York offices. Here's the thing. Music industry, New York, right? That's kind of what we've known historically, even though, by the way, it's everywhere now. Music industry, New York. That's why all those music people were getting exposed. Hollywood, LA. So now we're getting to realize it's monkey see, monkey do. They're seeing lawsuits fly. Diddy settling. Okay, cool. People in California are now starting to file, and he's one of the first people to get it, right? A former assistant to Vin Diesel, one of Hollywood's most bankable action stars, filed a sexual battery lawsuit against the actor on Thursday, saying he groped her and pinned her against the wall of an Atlanta hotel room during the filming of Fast and Furious in 2010. Okay, by the way, great. Well, obviously, let me not celebrate because it might be not celebrate necessarily, but let me not act like this is a good thing, but Fast and Furious is a $1 billion film franchise. Shit, if you have an accusation that goes against that film franchise and you could put them in the lawsuit, come on, man. Come on, cash money. Let's get it. In the lawsuit, the former assistant, Asa Jonasson, by the way, it's important she put her name here. You could tell she's standing on it. She's going to get some good lawyers. She said the encounter took place less than 2 weeks after she was hired to work for Mr. Diesel. He grabbed her, groped her breasts, forcibly kissed her as she repeatedly said no. According to the lawsuit, he pulled her dress up and moved to pull down her underwear. He then pinned her against the wall with his body and grabbed her hand and placed it against his erect penis. When she refused to engage, the lawsuit says he began masturbating while keeping her pinned against the wall. Freak off behavior, okay. Lawyer for Mr. Diesel, Brian Friedman, said in a statement that Mr. Diesel categorically denies this claim in its entirety. This is the first that we've heard about this more than 13-year-old claim by a purported 9-day employee. There's a clear evidence which completely refutes these outlandish allegations. He's 56 and he rose to fame after Spielberg casted him in Saving Private Ryan, blah, blah, hours after the encounter in the hotel room. According to the lawsuit, she received a call from the executive at the production company, Mr. Diesel's sister, Samantha Vincent, and was told that it was no longer needed for any extra help. He said the production company, both of which could not immediately reach for comment, was also named as defendants. Okay, cool. All right. Which I can imagine that's a production company that made the movie, right? Or was responsible for the filming of the movie. Ms. Johnson said in the suit that all employees of the production company have been required to sign non-disclosure agreements, preventing them from sharing anything related to Mr. Diesel. For years, she remained silent, afraid to speak out, blah, 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 blah. We keep hearing this. But look, see, she sued under California law. See, same thing that we heard about Cassie. She sued under New York law. She sued under California law passed in the wake of the Me Too movement that opened a window for people accusing someone of sexual assault to sue even if the statute of limitations had run out. Her lawsuit filed in Los Angeles Superior Court also alleges wrongful termination and retaliation. Okay, look, let's click on that law, and this is a law here. The law is the Sexual Abuse and Cover-Up Accountability Act. Let's look at that and see if there is a expiration date on that, right? Look, the Sexual Abuse and Accountability Act, remember, this is going to affect, we're going to see much more coming from Hollywood now because this is for California. On January 1st, 2023, Bill 27777, also known as the Sexual Abuse and Cover-Up Accountability Act, officially became the law. It provides sexual abuse victims an opportunity to seek justice in California. It's important to note that while the act revives claims against various entities, public entities are exempt from the act. Now, public entities, I would believe, we could Google what that means. Let's see. You're not rat poison show. It's crazy, right? Like, okay, so if it's like a government politician or something like that, or like government, like you can't sue the government type shit, right? Okay, so you can't sue like, the city, this and third, but you could sue people. Right? Cool. Originally, the statute of limitations for sexual abuse claims that occurred on or after the victim's 18th birthday, usually if it happens below 18. So if you fucking rape a 17-year-old or a 16-year-old, any type of minor, they have forever that they could, file that civil suit just because, they're traumatized as a kid that you just did whatever allegedly. So they have an infinite window they could do it. However, if it's after their 18th birthday, I think these laws are kind of meant to be like, hey, you have a little bit of sense. Like, even if you're traumatized, you get 10 years to file this lawsuit, okay? So it says if it happened on or after the victim's 18th birthday, it was 10 years or within 3 years from the date of the victim from the victim discovers or reasonably should have discovered that an injury or illness resulted from those acts. Today, the act provides a new 3-year window, right? It provides a 3-year window for the survivors of sexual assault to file a claim and recover damages as a result of crimes that occurred on or after January 1st, 2009. In other words, from January 1st, 2023. Okay, so this is going to be expired at December 31st, 2026. You usually don't see the wave of lawsuits until the end of these things because, at that point, of course, you don't want to immediately go to court. You want to at least threaten to sue and try to settle before it gets to, because, not everybody's going to be Cassie where your shit's getting resolved or you're getting a settlement in 24 hours. A lot of people, if it goes public, they're going to just fight the case. So you kind of don't want to bring it to the court at first. You probably want to say, hey, listen, we're about to file. Let's just settle now and we'll sign a new NDA and nobody will ever know about this. Just give us some money, right? They're probably going to do that for a while and, of course, use this date as the last possible measure to say, all right, cool. You don't want to pay us? Now we're filing the lawsuit. The reason why I think this is coming out about Vin Diesel now is because after seeing the steam that Cassie and other situations with Jimmy Iovine and other people are getting, I think that the victims and the lawyers for these victims are probably saying, yo, you could get the bag right now. Like right now, it looks like this might be a new start to a new Me Too movement. Get the fucking bag right now. Fuck 2026. Get it right now, okay? Sexual assault and abuse claims, which would otherwise be barred by statute of limitations, will be revived and officially eligible to be brought in civil court. By the way, interestingly enough, if you didn't get what this was saying, it has to have been done after 2009, which, by the way, the Vin Diesel thing, what year was it when he shot this? Okay, in 2010. Got it. So it's within the range. So 2010, the natural statute of limitations would have been 2020, which would have been 3 years expired. But now she has literally 3 more years and essentially is extended to 16 years instead of 10. All right, cool. All right. Separately, the new legislation also creates a 1-year window revival, which allows blah, blah, blah. Okay, so before... Wait. Here we go. This is important. Separately, the new legislation has also created a 1-year revival window, which allows victims to bring sexual assault claims involving cover-ups that would have otherwise been barred before 2023 because the statute of limitations expired. Survivors may bring these claims between January 1st and the 31st. Okay, so they're saying if there was a cover-up, even if it's outside of this window, if there was an actual cover up, they could bring it from before even 2009 or whatever the case is. All right, anyway, let's not get too legal in here, but yeah, I don't think this got nothing to do with Diddy, other than the fact that Diddy's fucked, and essentially this is payday time for a lot of women who, do I know if they're telling the truth? No, maybe some are true, maybe some are capping, right? But everybody's trying to get their bag. Right? Now, here's the thing. What I think that Vin Diesel is going to do, he's going to fight this tooth and nail, right? Like, there's obvious other people mentioned in here. Seems like it's like he said, she said, which is probably one of the reasons why these things don't get prosecuted. You got fired by the production company, right? The production company is ran by his sister. You probably don't have anybody else backing you up saying a nigga touched you, groped you, or fingered you, whatever the case is. He said, she said, they're definitely not going to charge him with a crime. Now, when it comes to litigation for a civil suit, well, they already hit the New York Times. Like, at this point, we're going to see if they're going to do what they did to Jonathan Majors, what Marvel did to Jonathan Majors, if that movie studio is going to do it to Vin Diesel. Hey, okay, we're going to see if, which, by the way, this doesn't have a criminal component yet or at all. But are they going to, to me, I feel like the Jonathan Majors thing, I thought that movie studio or Marvel or whatever, I think they did fine. You can't be mad at them for that. They basically sat on their hands until a verdict came down. Even if you think he's innocent, the verdict came down that he's guilty. All right, they fired him as soon as it came down that he was guilty. But they didn't fire him before. Got to give him credit. They at least waited, right? Even if they put him on ice, right? With this situation, the Fast and Furious, which, by the way, are they still doing Fast and Furious? But think about it. Somebody said Fast and Furious. Somebody said Fast and Freak-Offs. Oh, holy. Fast and Freak-Offs, the Tokyo Drift edition. Anyway, I'm wondering if they're going to look at this. Again, it's a civil suit, so they probably won't. But, he has all incentive to fight this tooth and nail, make sure this isn't something that is, going to use to penalize him. And it's more than just this particular allegation. He's one of the people who have just racked in a lot of fucking money in Hollywood. And he's a lucrative actor. He's probably been on hundreds of sets, been around hundreds of PAs and maybe other people who are women, quote unquote. Bro, if you pay up this one girl, there's going to be lawsuits coming out the woodworks, my nigga. Like, to keep it real, like, you got to realize these days, like, just think about it on some real nigga shit, right? Bro, if you're a dude, if you a woman, right? Like, think about this. If you're like, let's get morals out of here. If you're a woman that work with Diddy and you just heard that he just paid Cassie like $50 million, if that nigga ever flirted with you, nigga, you're about to start over whooping, man. Yeah, that nigga fingered me in the bathroom. That nigga was singing Biggie rhymes to me, he was singing Hypnotize. Like, come on, of course. Like, yo, give me my money too. The fuck? So again, that's the problem with paying out. Like, just like they say you don't negotiate with terrorists, I like to say you don't negotiate with dots. Real talk. Because the moment you cave, they're done. Like, they know, okay, we got this motherfucker. We got him by the balls. It's over. So I think he's going to fight it. I think Diddy probably wished he fought it, right? You think Diddy right now ain't thinking like, fuck, I should have fought this shit. I should have said Cassie's a lying-ass bitch who's broke as fuck and fought that shit. Right? These are Fast and Furious freaky drift. Nah, stop playing with these niggas, man. Yeah. I think he's going to fight it. I don't know how this is going to affect Hollywood, right? Because, again, she's saying this. I'm wondering, did she go to the police? Did she file a report? Was there an investigation done? Was there any fruitful evidence that kind of bore witness or at least like validated what she was saying? Or is this just like, yo, nigga, give me the bag right now because I know you up and I need it type shit? You feel me? Somebody said too fast, too freaky. Oh, crazy. Too fast, too freaky is wild. Too fast, too freaky. Freak and furious. That's wildin'. Jesus Christ, man. All right. I don't think this is like Diddy doing some shit. I think this is people are realizing, hey, yo, if there's a time for you to get headlines on these things. And by the way, here's the thing about these civil suits, right? In a civil suit, most of these like quote unquote victims, they like to use the media to get the bag, right? So it's like they're gonna threaten you with, hey, yo, we're gonna make you look bad. Like you don't want this on your name, right? Because, these days people care about the accusation more than the actual, valid or proven, truth. So it's like, this already makes him look kind of weird, right? Even if he didn't do it. So anything or any timing of a lawsuit to gain national press usually is the best time for most civil attorneys. And I think this is the time we're in right now. It's going to be a little mini Me Too movement. And I think people in Hollywood are about to start filing a little bit more. Okay. Let's see where we at now. Okay, we're going to get to another accusation soon, which is the Method Man accusation, which, by the way, after he said what he said recently and it was like supposed to be a joke, now people are saying he's an abuser. Anyway, let's get to our favorite people while I check real quick up